Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. JJ here, and today we are reviewing another one of my favorite Lego idea sets that I use as a Halloween decoration, and that is the Hocus Pocus Sanderson Sisters Cottage. This is a really neat set that has an awesome build and can be displayed pretty much for any Halloween scene that you create. And there's just a lot of cool features that make this really stand out, in my opinion, as a great Lego set. So let's take a look inside to see what different parts of the sets I think really stand out. Here we see the Lego Ideas Disney Hocus Pocus Sanderson Sisters Cottage set. This is set number 21341. It comes with 2,316 pieces, and it has 6 minifigures. Looking at the minifigures, of course, we have Danny. She has a really great hair and hat combo. This is the same one that we see in the Dungeons & Dragons set that was just released. I especially love the printing there on her hat with the little polka dots, and she has a great torso printing. You will notice she has the mid legs instead of the small legs. This isn't a problem. However, she is a younger character. The reason they gave her the mid legs, of course, was so that she could sit down in the Sanderson Sisters cottage. Next, we see Max Dennison. I really like the hairpiece they used for him. I really think it captured that 90s hairstyle quite well, and I like the printing there on his legs. Here we see Allison with a salt shaker from that famous scene where she's making the ring of salt. Overall, just an okay figure. I don't love the face printing. I think the hairpiece works for her, however. And then, of course, we have the 3 Sanderson sister witches. First, we have Winifred Sanderson. Really awesome printing, both on the torso as well as the skirt piece. I love kind of that new hairpiece that was created for her. It creates a nice shape for her head. Then we see Sarah Sanderson. Again, very nice torso and skirt printing. I do like the use of this hairpiece. We don't see it a ton, so I think it works for the character. And then, of course, Mary Sanderson here. Same thing. I do like the detail they put into the character, especially the use of this new molded hairpiece that really fits that character well. And here we can see the back torso printing and the alternate face print for Danny. I'm not sure if it's my printing specifically, but the lines and coloring seem a little thick on her face print, so I don't love that. However, I think both Max and Allison look quite nice. I like the kind of scared and angry face we see for the two of them, as well as some of that back torso printing. All 3 of the Sanderson sisters have great back printing. I just want to point out how much I really love the alternate face print for Winifred. Kind of the shape she's creating there with her lips is quite funny and reminiscent that we see from the film. And then I like Sarah. You can see the mole I didn't point out on the front. And then I really like Mary's face print as well, especially the use of some of that eyeshadow. As you can see, each of these characters has that kind of fabric cape print. This is kind of the softer, more flexible fabric, not the traditional Lego cape pieces we're used to seeing. And each of these characters does have back torso printing. Here we can see Sarah's and Mary's, which is a little bit more basic than the other two. We do also get this nice cat figure, of course, to represent Binks. After, Winifred curses him and turns him into a cat when he's trying to rescue his sister Emily. For the most part, I like it. I'm happy they included it. For whatever reason, I wish they would have maybe given a new cat mold. I think that could have been cool. The first part of this build is this kind of entryway, little graveyard in front of the cottage, and I actually think they did quite a nice job with it. First, we see this kind of build of a tree, which is quite nice. And there's some places you can place either a minifigure or the Binks character cat. And there's also a barrel if you want to put some tools in there. Of course, here in the middle, we see the gate, which says closed to the Sanderson Sister Museum. You can see there are 2 sticker pieces with the S kind of engraved, if you will, into the rock face. And there are some cat footprints here. And this is normally where I place my Binks figure. And there he is, right outside the Sanderson Sister cottage. But my favorite part of this build, of course, is going to be that little mini graveyard because of the sticker pieces that they use. And let's take a look at those now. And here we can see the 3 graves. We see Emily Binks. Obviously, that's Thackeray's younger sister, whose name I thought was Zachary my entire childhood until I put subtitles on as an adult. We can see William Butcherson, or Billy Butcherson. This is where I would have loved to see the minifigure somehow connected to this little feature. And then Amber Vey, I'm not as familiar with her. And I just looked it up. That is actually the designer of this Lego Ideas set. So it's really neat how they included her name into the set. That's something I think they should do with a lot more of the Lego Ideas sets. Alrighty, so we will start out by looking at the exterior of this house. What is really neat is this set is fully enclosed, so it can be a 360 display because all sides of it are built up. Here we see the front of the Sanderson sisters cottage, and I think it has just a ton of cool details. I really like the use of these brown pieces to kind of look like those wooden planks, which is quite nice. And in general, I like some of the additional details they included down here at the front. Of course, we have the sign, the Sanderson Witch Museum. I like this little piece, kind of used as maybe gallows for a minifigure. I like the sticker piece for the door, actually. As much as I don't always like stickers, I like the detail it's adding there. I like the handrail they use with these root pieces. I like the rock pieces used here for a pathway. I also like the different plants they have and kind of the windows. So in general, I think this set looks really good from the front. Looking here at the set from the side view, I really like this water wheel, as well as all the different vine structures. What's really cool is if you spin this, the kind of flames at the top kind of rise up and down, which we see in the film. I believe when the witches are kind of in the pottery studio, we see that happen with the magic leaving. The back here is a nice build, a little bit changed in color scheme, but I think it works for the architecture, and it looks good all the way from the top. And as you can see here, there are handles where this will open up. And then here on this side, we can see it jets out just a little bit, which is good. It kind of creates that additional component of the Sanderson house. And this piece will actually disconnect from the rest of it. So one cool feature is how this roof opens up. It actually lifts up and scans open like that. So that really gives you an internal view of what it looks like in the Sanderson sisters cottage. And those skeletons are always shaking. And like I said, this piece detaches so we can look at the interior that way as well. And finally, we can see this wall opens up to reveal the inside of the Sanderson sisters cottage. First, we will look at this little side build that detaches from the house. Of course, that is the chair where both Emily and then later Danny sit when their souls are being stolen. And we can see the fireplace in the background with the cauldron in a bag, as well as kind of an hourglass there. And again, that's how we see Danny with the mid-legs so that she's able to sit down. At least that's why I'm guessing they gave her mid-legs. If there's another reason, by all means, let me know what you think it is. And of course, looking at the roof view, we can see those cages and skeletons are shaking. It would be cool if they had sneakers. We can see the spider web, and then we can kind of look into the bedroom a little bit, and we can see kind of some of the brooms as well as the vacuum cleaner that the various sisters use. And then we can look in this way to get us a little bit of view into some of the potions. There we can see Winifred's spell book, a cauldron with some bubbles coming out, and the little cash register, because remember, this is a museum. Here there is a cool play feature. If you push this, it kind of lights up the fire, and you can see that right there to kind of warm the cauldron. Here you can see the black flame candle, which looks very nice. That is, of course, until Max lights it, and we know that he was not supposed to do that, because a legend goes, the Sanderson sisters will return if a virgin lights a candle. I do really like the please do not touch sign next to Winifred Sanderson's book, as we know that is the spell book. And here we can see it a little bit more closely with that sticker piece to kind of create that eye that we know with this book or character, I guess. Otherwise, there's some kind of cool pieces. We see a skeleton there on the top. We see lots of different candles, of course, the broom and then the vacuum in the corner, as well as some additional things for the shop aspect of the house. And here we can see the inside of the door, kind of like a little rack of maybe postcards or books that someone might buy in a gift shop. And we can see the checkout cash register here as well. I really like the Sanderson sisters cottage. This is probably one of my favorite Lego idea sets. I like that they included all of these characters, especially with some really cool prints, as well as sculpts for the different pieces. And then the build itself on the house is just really stand out. This is a kind of build and structure that I would include in my Lego City, even if it wasn't connected to something like the Hocus Pocus franchise or movies. But in general, I'm always looking for various Lego sets that I can add to my holiday decoration collections, and so the Hocus Pocus fits right in for a nice fall scene. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed looking at the Hocus Pocus Sanderson Sisters Cottage. If you want to stay updated with Lego leaks, rumors, news, and reviews, hit the subscribe button down below. But I will see you all next time. Thank you.